felt. I'd gotten so good at ignoring the feeling, it had caught me off guard. That was the problem when you were friends with a guy who totally got you and just happened to be the hottest man you'd ever met in real life. That flutter, that rush of unexpected feeling, sent me reeling back to the first time Nate and I had met. Honestly, I deserved a medal for ignoring my attraction to him. 7 months ago. Ellie's mom, Elodie Nichols, and her husband, Clark, had welcomed me and my dad into the fold as if we'd always been a part of their family. It was nice. It made fitting in with Joe's friends easier. It made fitting in with Joe easier. And since my dad and I had decided to make Scotland our home, it would be good to fit into Joe's life. She was kind of awesome. She'd also been through a really difficult time these last few years. She deserved to be taken care of, and I knew that Cam was the one person who could do that for her. I'd let myself and Cole into Cam's apartment. While he and Joe were at the store getting snacks, I decided to take Cole off their hands and give them some time together. That night, we were all planning to hang out with Cam's friends, Nate and Petey, whom I'd be meeting for the first time, and I thought it would be a nice thing to give Joe and Cam some alone time before their friends appeared. As soon as I'd let us in the door, Cole headed straight for the game console in the sitting room, while I headed to the back of the apartment. In the kitchen, I puttered around, finding bowls and plates for the snacks. I was just washing the dishes when a low Scottish and very masculine voice said, "Eh, you're not Cameron." When I whirled around to face the intruder, any words that might have descended from my brain to my tongue tripped up at the bottom of that staircase and suffered a concussion. Oh my. Leaning against the door jamb, his arms crossed over his chest, was the sexiest man I'd ever seen. My heart started beating ridiculously fast. He quirked an eyebrow at my speechlessness. "Has someone pressed your mute button?" That was funny, so I managed a semi-deranged smile as I drank him in. My eyes roamed him from head to toe, and as I took in all his glory, I felt this funny little dip low in my belly, so low it was quickly followed by a shock of aroused tingles between my legs. Oh, okay. That was new. Desperately trying to ignore the tingles and failing, I attempted to force myself through the arousal and my shyness to interact with the stranger. The stranger, who I was guessing was Nate. Joe had told me all about Cam's super hot friend, Nate. She had not exaggerated. Movie star gorgeous. Nate had a natural tan that you just didn't expect from a Scottish person, and eyes so dark they were practically black, though right now they were glittering with mischief. He was smiling, too, showing off a pair of sexy dimples and perfect white teeth. All this, plus a straight, strong blade of a nose, lips I was staring unashamedly at because they reminded me of a certain swarthy, off-the-wall actors, and from what I could see of the lean, muscled biceps revealed by the t-shirt he wore, the guy was also roped. Miracle of miracles, his t-shirt actually distracted me from his muscles. It had the words, "Resistance is futile," printed across it. The paralyzing shyness that usually took me over when I was faced with a hot guy melted into the background as I burst out laughing. "Consider yourself one of the Borg, do you?" I gestured to his t-shirt, which referred to the catchphrase of an alien race on Star Trek. He glanced down at the words, seeming surprised. When he lifted his gaze to me again, his dark eyes were smiling. "You got that reference? Most women think I'm being a cocky bugger." I laughed even harder, leaning against the kitchen counter. "I imagine it's a little bit of that, too. And you can understand their mistake. You don't look like a Star Trek fan." Something sharpened in his eyes, something intense. I shivered as he lazily ran his gaze down my body and back up again. His voice was lower, thick, as he replied, "Neither do you." That intent look felt like a slow caress. If I was anybody else, I'd think he'd meant to make me feel like that.